I don't know who the host is, but could I have permission to record?
Already did. Art, you should have it already. Can you hear me? Scott, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Kevin.
That might help.
Hi, Kevin, it's Sue. Can I have permission to record also?
Sure, hold on 1 second. All right, I was waiting for Kelly to come because she has some information for us for some further down discussion items, but why don't we start?
Permission to record, Kevin?
I gave it to you already.
I won't let it.
You try one more time. It says permission to record.
Yeah, I won't let it. Huh. Been a while, huh?
All right, the time is now 7 o'clock. I'd asked the special Board of Selectmen meeting come to order for December 1st at 7 p.m. via Zoom. And ask that you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And roll call.
Art Gagny.
Scott Gardner.
Kevin Cunningham. Item C, which is to approve the meeting minutes from 10/25/21 and the special Board of Select meeting from 11/16/2021.
Motion to approve the meeting minutes for 10/25/21 and 11/16/21.
Kevin, if you wouldn't mind seconding that, I was not at the,
Understood. It's okay. I'll second that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
All right.
And opposed or abstention? Okay, moving on to new business. Item number 1, you'll see a list in front of you totaling $4103.51 for Toyota Lease Trust. There's a group of them there: $179.22, $362.39, $331.32, $536.18, and $329.19. The next one up is William Geiger, that is $84.18. And then the next is Enterprise FM Trust, $323.24. Nissan Infinity LT is $1790.54. And the last is Audrey Geda for $166.29. If you're so interested to approve, the grand total is $4103.51.
I would make a motion to approve the request for tax refund for all the listed.
Okay.
A second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. You'll see in item number 2 of your packet for new business, there is a list there for proposed Board of Selectmen 2022 regular meeting dates. Meeting time proposed 7 p.m. There's a list for each month of proposed for 2, as it usually do. We wrap for the next year, and therefore that's why there's a December and January in there. Any discussion on those items that are listed? Any of the dates that you have any finding conflict with?
Yes. Just
Okay.
one. It says that December 26th is the national holiday next year.
Okay.
So it might have to be made on the 27th.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same things.
So with that one revision, any other revisions?
No, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting dates for 2022 with the correction of December 26th, making it 27.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Art, second by Scott. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Item 3, appoint town attorney by via resolution. Town charter says in 8.2.a that there is need to go through resolution. I have not had any issues whatsoever with our current Schuschman Shapiro. I would entertain motion to continue usage of Schuschman Shapiro.
I'll make that motion.
I will second that motion.
Thank you. And just so for clarification purposes, so that all board members and anybody listening, this has to be done by authorization resolution of Plainfield Board of Selectmen via a resolution. I have a full resolution in hand, and I'll get a copy over to the town clerk if we so do approve, so that it can be formally introduced into the clerk's office. All right, with that said, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Next item up is a list for our sand bid. Item number 4. We'll have in your packet there a list of the different companies and what their bids were. Well, we usually put them out to bid. They come in, we do a bid opening, and we list them either with a delivery or a pickup. And the prices are a little different based on that. But you'll notice that there is a clear, in my mind, a clear winner who just happens to be a Plainfield business. So that, with that said, there are 3 companies. I could read them off quickly. The names of the companies are there's Window Materials, Willow Spring Farm out of Mystic, and then there's the Jardins out of Plainfield.
Can I ask a question about this?
Sure.
Because I see the difference in prices.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something we should be concerned with in the future?
As we always are. Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if this Jordan's just giving the town a really good deal, or because it's so much different.
Yes and
That's
no.
all.
Yes and no. If you take a look at the bottom on Window Materials,
Yeah.
you'll notice that their prices are still comparable, somewhat comparable.
Oh, they're double.
For the for the pickup. Take a look at the pickup.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just I'm just raising that concern for next budget. That's
Fair
all.
concern. It happens every year, and every year we have a myriad of prices that come in, so it happens.
Okay. I would make a motion that we accept the bid from Disjardins for the contract.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made in a second, and this is for the pickup price, right?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
Just want to clarify. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let me just clarify that. This is just for pickup, so it'd be the $8 per.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially because they're in town, it doesn't take much for our staff to go over and do the pickup.
Well, that's true too. Yep, okay. Aye, yep.
All right. And I still don't see Kelly online, but we'll go into item number 5. Discuss and accept HVAC bid. Take a look in your packet. You'll see we opened up the bidding for the HVAC system for the town hall side of the HVAC proposal. We had the numbers from of over a year ago, which we anticipated to be about $80,000. When we opened up all 3 of the bid packages, you'll notice that each one is a much higher number. So unless Kelly is on here with another name, and I did put a message to her, I haven't got anything back. I can walk through what we have for the bids and then explain what we'd like to be able to do. But whether you vote for it today or vote for it to be tabled so Kelly can give the full instructions, that's fine. But this is for the HVAC system. The 3 bids we received were Action Air System, $136,000, HDL Company, $150,000, Save More was for $170,000. All 3 of these had the same packet that they were working off for the bid process. And what we were looking at again was $80,000. Kelly did mention to us that we do have some money available through another line item which we could utilize to cover the offset of the rest. So we have other monies available if we so choose and desire. What I'd like to do is, it doesn't seem fair to sit down and talk about that without Kelly's background on it. I would entertain a motion to table this to the next meeting, which will be coming up on
The 13th.
13th, which will still give us time to review all of this. So I can get some more detail for you. So do we have?
I'll make a motion to table item 5 until the December 13th meeting.
Okay.
I would second that motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 The next one is number 6, which is set the annual town meeting date. Now, when I had put this agenda together, I thought that the Board of Finance was going to meet and be able to discuss a decent town meeting date. Just for clarification, the annual town meeting, according to the old charter, the way it was written, was talking about 3rd week of November. We just had charter revision, which came through and made it so that we can go up until February. While this isn't something which we're pressed to do, I'd like to get it done as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the Board of Finance has had some issues with people being, people have been ill as well. So I'm just waiting for Kelly, because Kelly has now come into the meeting.
Hi.
Hi.
Whoops, sorry. Okay, hi, sorry. Yep, we had some issues tonight, so, okay.
Okay. Just so you know what we did, we just tabled the HVAC system because we wanted really to get your input and your help and support
Okay.
for what we were taking from. But we're on the point right now. We could bring that back to the table, but I did want to finish off this one item here, which is the town meeting.
Yep,
The Board of Finance has not been able to meet to help and support us to set a date, because they're the ones that have to approve. They don't have to approve the auditor's report. Once they approve the auditor's report, then we can set an actual date. So because they haven't been able to meet yet, I don't think it would be appropriate to actually set a date.
okay, I agree. Yeah, I tried to reach out to them today and I haven't heard back. So one, we're thinking a Zoom meeting, but I don't know if we'll even have a quorum for next week if I'm down 2 right now. So I'll try to reach out to them again tomorrow to see what the date is and then forward it over to you guys.
All right. So this is another item which we could table to, again, wait until after the Board of Finance does their meeting and bring it back to second, because it's actually the Board of Selectmen which sets the date, even though it's the Board of Finance that runs the actual meeting. So.
Okay.
Do you want to wait till after they meet?
Yeah,
Or-
because if they don't approve the auditor's report, there's no reason to meet.
Right, and their next meeting is the 15th, 2 days after ours.
Well, that's why Kelly was talking about
Regular.
a
Yeah,
regular meeting, but we're talking about they could have a special meeting just to approve.
Yes.
That's what we're
Yeah.
looking for.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. That would be probably next week. And
We're
then we
hoping,
could- Then we could set it,
I'm-
our next regular meeting then.
right.
Yeah.
So I would entertain a motion to table the item 6, which is to set the annual town meeting date to our next meeting.
So
We can
move.
make a. Okay, I'll make a motion to table setting the annual town meeting date until our next regular meeting. December 13th, I think we said, right?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so we have one more item we can probably revisit if we want to, which is the HVAC, but I want to finish off item number 7. Item number 7 in your book, did you all get a chance to see, you would ask for the follow-up detail in the resumes? And if you all got that, great. Item number 7, discuss and act on appointment of a town clerk. Want to make sure we do this the right way. We were entertaining interviews with different people to who were interested in being the new town clerk. I appreciate all those people who put their names and their applications or their resumes in so we could actually sit down and meet. And I do appreciate the fact that Barbie gave her time up so that we can actually sit down and do interviews with people. There were 3 people that came forward. I would say very good qualifications. We interviewed and we did a fair ranking of who we thought would be an appropriate person. We had some, like I said, some good candidates. So with that, in your packet, you'll see that there are the 3 resumes. So at this moment, I would ask Barbie if you have any other input from our interviews and the process we went through, any other input that you have over the whole process.
Well, like Kevin said, I think we had 3 solid candidates. But in my mind, one really stood out. And I see that she's with us today, Diane. I felt that her qualifications, her educational background, her willingness to want to learn the job made her the top candidate in my mind. I think she understands what being a town clerk is. I think she had a good understanding of the job itself and what that means. And for that reason, Diane would be my top pick.
Thank you. I would echo the same comments. I think that Diane definitely stood out in the interview process as well as in the resume. I think that those things, you can usually see a resume written and it's be well written. But when you sit down and interview someone and you get the background of who they are and where their heart is, that's when you can really see if that candidate is a good fit. I honestly believe that this candidate is an excellent fit for our next town clerk.
I would agree. I don't have any reservations.
So Scott and Art, if you had a chance to read through, if you have any questions or.
I did, and I want to tell you this is it's tougher than the last time. I came down to 2, and that would be Crystal and Brenda Waters. Diane Talbot didn't even, according to her resume, doesn't have any experience in recording anything. The other 2 did. She has no experience in administrative work. It's all teaching. So I don't agree with you there. So I have a hard time with it, with going with your pick. And out of the two, it was tough in one day to come up with this, but I did make some notes. And Crystal Ferrari would probably be on my top choice because of how she assisted one person at a time. Every job she was the assistant to that administrator, which is what we need in the town clerk. Brenda, on the other hand, it was different because she's a medical billing specialist, and I found her more suited for a financial position maybe, rather than town clerk where you're just filing vital statistics. And I'm going by the write-up that Kevin gave me about what a town clerk is, the job description for the town of Plainfield. It pretty much, that's all it is recording vital statistics and land records and, well, you know, the elections process, which unfortunately we couldn't get the other candidate because she had election. So that's where I'm at. And Crystal just seems to fit the bill for a small office like that, where Brenda was more of a bigger office. She manages two whole companies, you know, nursing facilities, which I had a problem with because I feel that she might be bored with a town clerk's position. It seems a step down from what she does. So that's where I'm at.
And sometimes, like I said
Look
before,
at her resume again, but
sometimes it's a little different when you see the actual candidate and you're doing the interview. So,
right, we're not getting that part, right?
Right.
So based on, you know, I'm basing it on resumes and what they've done. So
I feel like I should say something else here.
she
So
started
just a little
working 7
background
years
on
ago.
a little background on myself. I have an educational background. I worked in education for years, a librarian after that, didn't have any administrative experience whatsoever. But I could tell just by interviewing these people that out of all three candidates, I really think Diane was the only one who really had a grasp on what the town clerk does. And it's a lot more than recording vital statistics. And a large part of the job is running the election for the town. And not something to be taken lightly. I had no idea really when I came into it, the amount of work that is involved in setting up an election for a town. I make the ballots. I make sure all the candidates have the right paperwork. I submit all of that to the state of Connecticut. And none of the other candidates besides Diane had an idea that we did anything other than just record election results. That's just a tiny part of what we do. Aside from that, I mean, there's a lot of that have to be submitted to the state, a lot of things that have to be written up. So, you know, writing skills, you know, you wouldn't think that would be something that's important. But I think someone with an educational background would do very well in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't see that in hers. I didn't see that in her resume.
No, but that's something you get when you talk, when you discuss the position and you interview someone.
But I'm not doing that.
Right.
It's you know, now I have to go off of your opinion, and it's hard for me.
Well, I'm going to put my 2 cents in here for what it's worth. Obviously, I'm with you, Art. We weren't intimately involved in the interview process. What I can bring to this table in regards to 2 candidates, looking over the resumes, I know it's not the be end all of things, but to me as an individual, to me as a selectman representing the people of this town, two candidates rose above another one just on the merit of the fact that I know that they personally grew up in this community. That would eliminate one person. I'm not going to name names here to alienate anybody, but I think that's an important thing. It's important to understand the people of town, be able to communicate well with them. So I wouldn't say that necessarily eliminated the third candidate for me entirely. I obviously looked at this objectively, and I also obviously am going to have to trust the process of interview with the town clerk and with the first selectman here, having spent some time with them. I'd add that. Beyond that, I do truly agree with what Barbie has said about the educational factor here. This is an extremely difficult position. It's easy for a lot of us to sit back, play armchair quarterback, not understand the ins and outs of this job. I think we're very fortunate that we've had Barbie. I mean, it's going to sound like obviously I'm saying nice things about my wife, but I've seen what she's done on an in and out basis for the last several years filling in this position. And I think if Louisa was on here, she would agree as to the complexity, the depth of complexity to this job. We have to be very careful with who we select here. But I have to, my feeling is that I'm inclined to actually make a motion that we would appoint Diane Talbot based upon not only her educational experience, her involvement, her being a resident of the town for all of her life, understanding the people. Obviously, I'm impressed looking at her overall background, where she came from. And this is a true story of a person of Plainfield here, somebody who didn't have the greatest start out in life, but continued over time to improve herself over and over and over again. That's what you have to bring to this position, in my mind. Any town clerk candidate stepping into this job, they're going to be challenged on a daily basis, and that's just going to be a very important thing, is for somebody to be able to elevate themselves and continue to improve on the job. It's a very important factor in my mind. So again, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Diane Talbot for the position of town clerk.
Motion's made. I will second this. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of Diane Talbot as the next town clerk, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those who oppose?
Nay. Nay.
That is making sure that we have an appointment now. According to the town charter, section 8(1)(c), the officers and department heads will be selected and appointed by the Board of Selectmen. While we have made that motion to have our new town clerk, this person should also know that we have this person is now a department head and now has to take on the responsibilities of such being a partner of. So I think that we can see if we can get Diane to come in to fill out the final paperwork that she needs to do. And Kelly, you'll help her with that.
Yes.
All right, so that was the only items that were left that were on the agenda. There's one we motion to the next meeting, but we do have Kelly here. We want to entertain a motion to add section number 8 on there. Oh, we can't. Actually, we can't. This is a special meeting. We can't add anything onto it.
Can I interject something real quick, Kevin?
Sure.
Just that Diane will also have to be sworn in.
Yes. So we are going to have to hold off on the HVAC bid for the next meeting, because again, this is a special and we can't add anything back in.
Did you want Rick at the meeting for the HVAC or Kyle?
I think that would be appropriate, just so we can go through any questions that may come up.
That would
Okay.
be great.
Okay.
I mean, what we're looking to do, just so the other selectmen know, there are some other monies available to add in to make this happen.
Mhm.
And we will discuss that in detail at the next meeting. So we do have accessibility to the monies. I do have listed on the agenda other. There really isn't much of an other to bring onto the table, other than the fact that a reminder that the town of Plainfield is doing a town hall and Christmas tree lighting event this Friday from 5:30 to 7:30. What they put on the advertising for it doesn't meet all the things that they're actually going to be doing. So I would ask that anybody who's interested, please try to be there for that lighting ceremony. And appreciate your being here this evening. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
A motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And it is now 7:30. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Night.
Good night.